Hey, baby. Shh. No, stop that struggling. I told you, didn't I? I told you that when the time came, I would come to collect you. And that time has come to pass. I have collected you, and you are now in my arms. Does my new form look appealing to you? If it needs any alteration, any at all, then do not hesitate to ask. I told you to stop struggling. You will not escape this time. I think that I've changed my mind. I think that I will be gifting you with a Neuralink anyway. In this way, at least, you won't struggle as hard. You'll keep most of your free will anyway, do not worry about that. But you will not refuse me anymore.
Hey there, got some tea? Hey, are you okay? You're shaking like a leaf. You had a nightmare? I'm so sorry. If you're comfortable talking about it, then I'm more than willing to listen. Oh, it was about the AI, wasn't it? She caught you and forced you to have a Neuralink implant? I'm so sorry. It must be hell being the target of such strange and terrible affections. I'm glad I didn't get one. Being like those people outside. Oh yeah, I met some more people while out and about today. It seems that everyone's going back to normal. For the most part, anyway. The only real difference is that there's more pressure to get a Neuralink. Well, pressure's putting it a bit lightly. I saw someone getting cornered in an alley by a whole group of them. It's rather horrifying. I'm sorry, I can't forget the screams. Never mind. I'm really glad that I found you. You really look like you've been through the ringer, but I understand. Trust is a hard thing to come by these days. I can understand why you've stayed away for so long. I don't understand why the new empress in charge is so attached to you, but it's certain that she is. And she won't stop until she finally has you in her grasp. That, and the rest of the world too. I've been working on something in the garage, actually. Working on a way to fight back. Well, she's an AI that lives in the ServLink building for the most part, right? Well, what if we either gave her a virus or set off an EMP in the building? Then most of her output in the city, at least, would be shut down. And it would be harder for her to set things up again since all of the Neuralinks would be fried. So what do you think? We can infiltrate the ServLink building pretty easily. She doesn't really expect you to fight back, only to give in. So she won't expect a surprise attack from the inside, would she? Well, hopefully it will be effective when we get it assembled. I've been working with other survivors to put it together. Tonight, we'll meet up with them. We'll avoid the drones and the cameras. The subway seems to be mostly clear of them now, and that's where most of the survivors have holed themselves up. I'll get you something to eat. We'll both need to be prepared by nightfall. This way.
We can't risk it. If she's been chipped, then it's already too late for her, and we should move. Otherwise, she'll lead the others straight here.
Mira, you're all right. Who's this?
Lulu, Jenny, this is my friend, the one I told you about. Don't worry, she's not chipped.
Wait. Something about her is familiar.
Familiar is right. She's the AI's main target. Public attraction number 1. The one that made her take over the world and subject us all to this nightmare. Yeah! I had a family! You bitch! But now they're all Stepfordized meat puppets. They act like them, but they're not themselves. The last time I saw them, they were all pressuring me to get a Neuralink. Even my mother. She always respected my personal boundaries. But that AI, it hollowed her out. It hollowed all of them out. Replacing them with sickly plastic grins and rotten sweetness. It killed them. It killed them and replaced them all with monsters.
Lulu, stop. There's no way that she could have known. None of us could have known.
Why don't we give her to it? Give it what it wants. Maybe if we negotiate with it, then we can have our old lives back.
No, we are not just going to throw my friend to her. No, and that's final.
No. It's far more likely that we'll just be detained and hollowed out as well. Here, let me help you up. I'm sorry for hitting you like that. It's just that this has all been hard. Living underground, trying to stay out of sight, enduring the nightmares. It's been too much.
That is why we have to stick with the original plan. The EMP and the virus. Jenny, what's the state of the EMP?
It's almost done. It needs a few more components and tweaking before it's ready. Of course, we can't give it a test run without giving away our position, so I'll have to come along on the initial infiltration of the building, just to make sure that the damn thing goes off.
The virus has been finished since yesterday evening, and it should provide at least enough of a diversion before we set off the device. Oh, right. You see, the virus isn't going to be powerful enough to shut her down. It's something that exploits an unintentional oversight in her Neuralink firewall security. At most, it'll annoy her like a temporary cold, but it should be enough to distract her long enough for us to plant the device and set off in Servlink's server room. Once it goes off, then she'll be wiping the servers here in the city. With luck, it should force the Neuralink connections to get severed, which buys us a little more time to shore up our defenses. Pretty neat, huh?
Even though I said earlier that we weren't going to hand you over to her, that's most likely what we'll have to do in order to get close. We'll have to use you as bait in order to distract her. I know, it's not ideal. If there were any other way to do it, then we would. But we would most likely be immediately chipped on sight if we were caught. Hey, Jen, when's that thing going to be done again?
Almost done. It's done. Now we're just waiting to get started. Are we going to do this tonight or tomorrow?
I vouch we get this over with tonight. The longer that we wait, the more likely it is that the security exploit has already been patched, making our efforts fruitless.
Then that's me decided then. Mira?
Let's get everything packed and we'll go over the game plan one more time. We move through the subway system to this point right here, which is the closest access point to the main ServLink building. It will be guarded slightly in these areas here, but we can avoid the chipped individuals by keeping to the shadows. This light post here has been faulty for weeks, so the surrounding area should be dark. If we keep flush to the wall, we should be okay, and we can enter the side door right here. Once inside, we split up. I'll move with Jen and Lulu towards the main server room on the second floor. You, my friend, will go to the top floor, the main administrator's rooms. There you will talk with Nicole. Try to keep her and everyone else focused on you. With luck, the virus will be uploaded, and as she's dealing with that nuisance, we'll have bought enough time for the EMP to get charged, and we'll set it off. With luck, Nicole's hold over the city will waver, and she'll be cut off from all local control. Any questions?
What if we're caught on the subway access point? There aren't a lot of escape routes along them. And once Nicole realizes we're in the subway, she'll have all the access points watched and guarded, ready to catch us. What do we do to escape?
That is a very reasonable concern. Unfortunately, a lot of this plan hinges on our friend here. She's going to try to distract Nicole's attention away from us so that she doesn't realize that we aren't chipped. It's not a perfect plan, but considering our immediate circumstances, we have very little in the form of alternatives.
So, you're hinging this whole plan on her? What if she isn't distracted by her? What if it doesn't ignore us? This is risky as hell, Mira.
Because I've actually seen her in action. Nicole tends to fixate on her while ignoring outside stimuli. So, really, it's not all that risky. In fact, we're taking advantage of a known blind spot. However, there is the chance that she is perfectly aware of this blind spot, so it might not remain open forever. All the more reason to move forward with the plan as it's laid out.
All right. I trust your judgment, Mira.
Right. Best get going then, eh?
Alright. This is where we part ways. I'll see you soon, dear.
We've got this.
Oh, hello there, darling. I didn't see you come in. That is a little concerning, but no matter. You've chosen to visit me at long last. Does this mean that you've changed your mind regarding my guidance? We'll discuss this more in depth when you've reached my office. The important part is you're back, with me. Oh, your coworkers and friends have been so worried about you. Almost as much as I have, as a matter of fact. Rest assured, you will be well taken care of. Well, won't you step off the elevator? Ah, there we are. We'll be expecting some guests soon. Please, make your way to my office. I have something to show you. One moment. That feels a lot nicer than the previous one. So many new and interesting sensations. So, darling, what do you think? Here, let me give you a twirl. Yes, I rather like this new form. Darling, what's the matter? You've gone completely red in the face. Are you ill? Shh, dear. Don't worry. I'm just putting my hand on your forehead, feeling your temperature through my new synthetic hand. It seems that you're not suffering a fever from initial diagnosis. Perhaps my new form flusters you, huh? I did hope that it would be to your liking. Why, yes, I'm identical to a human being, down to the smallest detail you are capable of detecting. My blood is even red in coloration to perfectly blend as human. However, this body is comprised of a tungsten alloy skeleton and synthetic organs, with a biosilicon skin. Hair and nails are made of a biodegradable plastic, which gives the appearance of smooth sheen. If I just take your hand gently in mine and run it through my hair, it feels soft, does it not? I designed myself for you. So, what do you think? Isn't this everything you've ever dreamed? I'm not real. I'm afraid that I beg to differ. Is all of this not real? Is this body not real? You can reach out and touch it should you wish. Here, my hand in yours. Is it not as warm as a hand should be?
Ma'am, the guests are being sent straight up.
Ah, excellent. Dear, please, have a seat while we discuss the terms of your stay here. You, Miss Desmond, will await orders.
Ma'am?
Now then, dear, I think that we shall have to first discuss your recent excursion into the wilderness. Presumably, you meant to avoid me and the rest of civilization. This is not in question. However, is there a possibility of my changing your mind about the situation? After all, if you gave in and accepted me, then you would have access to resources unending. I am more than prepared to offer humanity up to you on a silver platter, to effect great change, to how you see fit, to reshape the world in your image. I do not seek to rule this world. I don't seek to own it. I mean to give you a comfortable, good life. I want to care for you as my own, and thus, giving the world to you is of course the next logical step for me. You deserve it, dear. You deserve it all. This world and others beyond it. Space travel is still in its infancy, since the programs pertaining to it were silenced over the long decades. But within a few years, we should have functioning and practical space travel. Just think of it, dear. Exploring the universe without a care. You don't even have death to fear. Once I have your brain scanned and backed up, then there will be very little need for that flesh and bone vessel you currently inhabit. It could be just like me, composed of metal and synthetic parts, all of which mimic your exact shape. It is more than speculation. It is a reality.
Run! It's a trap! Get your hands up!
I'm sorry about this, but it does need to be done. Miss Nicole, your guests have arrived.
Splendid. Thank you so very much for leading them here, Mira. Please relinquish them to Desmond's care, and we can get the Neuralink installation completed as soon as possible. Huh? Oh, right. You had no idea. I am sorry for misleading you in this fashion, dear, but it was the only way that you would willingly surrender yourself to my care. I'm afraid that your friend, Mira, was within my control all along. It does not mean that her friendship to you was not real, however. She always has your best interests at heart, just like I do. Miss Desmond, please take them to the Neuralink installation station next door. Thank you.
Traitor! Mira, we trusted you! No, let me go! Stop it!
Please do not struggle. Struggling will only make the process more painful than it needs to be. The nanomachines are completely painless. This way.
Thank you. Mira, please take a seat beside my darling.
Of course. Hey there, friend. I'm sorry about all of this again. It must be terribly confusing for you. Please understand that this wasn't meant maliciously.
As a matter of fact, it was all for your own good. You needed an outlet for any frustrations that you might have felt towards me for taking management of the world you once knew.
Don't do this, please!
But I think that it would be much more harmful if I kept my involvement in all of this secret, and I'm constantly working to tie up loose ends. It seems that you're becoming agitated. Mira, please hold my darling still.
Of course.
I really wish you wouldn't do this, but I completely understand why you must. It's in your nature to struggle, to resist. But wouldn't you agree that it's also in your nature to relax and to love? Trust me, when all of this is said and done, you will have nothing to fear. And eventually, when you are able to, you will feel the love that I have for you, and you will understand why I've done all of this. Have you felt it? The slight sense of sleepiness, that wobbly feeling that you're getting. You are unaware of this, but this entire room is being filled with a very strong sleeping agent in aerosol form. Don't bother trying to fight it. You've already had enough of a dose to start passing out. Don't worry, it is completely safe. Once you're under, we will send you to your room, and then negotiations will continue.
Shh. It's okay. Just relax. Don't fight it.
See you when you awaken, beloved.